listening to Lagoon Radio.
It's a blessed evening to you out there, wherever you are in Nigeria, Lagos, wherever. How are you doing? How's day been? Yeah, it's another program. It's another episode of your show, a program, Street Talk. This is where your opinion matters. You're welcome to the show. Yes. You can do us to follow us on our social media platforms on Facebook at Lagoon Radio Nigeria, on Instagram at Lagoonradio.Ng. You can see us live as we are in the studio on LagoonTV. That's on YouTube. Yes, you can follow us even on Facebook. We are live. Yes, I'm not the only one in the studio. We're doing justice to today's topic, and I know you would love it. Yes, my crew, we are here. I have my producer here.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Street Talk on your number one online gospel radio.
And
Welcome.
Minister, let's have you. Minister. No, you are a relationship person now. Just introduce yourself.
Good evening, everybody. I forget, don't mind what that man is saying.
Yes.
Okay, well, good evening, lovely country people. Welcome to Street Talk.
Yes, you're welcome. Yeah, these are my people. We're doing justice to this. The topic for this week, let's have it in the costly term. Yes. How best can you test compatibility in marriage? Wow. How best can you or we test compatibility in marriage? Yes, compatibility. There's no need going deep into the semantics of the word. It's a renowned word. Everybody knows. Everybody is aware of that word, especially in marriage. As important as it is, sometimes you just have to make sure before you dabble to marriage, even at the pre-stage, you make sure you are aware of the person, or you are informed. You are. Should I say, you are into that person that you want to get married to, with a level of intimacy that you maintain between you people. And mind you, if you see that that compatibility seem up or obscure and vague, you just have to lay low, and it's better not to dabble to it. And mind you, to an extent, you need to maintain a level of intimacy before and even in marriage. Yes,
It's quite an interesting topic, because recently there's a particular story that's trending on social media, which a lady, she has been married for like 12 years, and it was said that she left her husband's house to get married to the pastor her husband introduced to her.
Okay.
Yes. So when she was trying to narrate her own story, the reason why she left the man, she was like, she has been suffering, that the day the man got married to her, that the man did not even pay a bride price. She was saying all sorts, just to paint the man bad to the public, because it was actually the man that posted a picture on social media that, imagine, see my wife, my legally married wife getting married to another man while she's still in my house, something. So to me, I was like, come on, why will you get married to somebody like this? Because according to her own story, she said a lot of bad things about the man. I have to be honest with you, a lot of bad things. But I was like, why will you be with a man for good 12 years and you're coming out to say all these things? You did not say it when you guys were married for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, nobody, you were piling everything together until 12 years. When you later now got married to his pastor. I'm not judging her, but I was like, there's some things that as human being we can avoid. You understand? So the compatibility that we're talking about, no marriage is perfect, no relationship is perfect, and there's no manual to these things. You get? So I just feel it's a thing of necessity for a person before going into any relationship with a man or with a woman. You have to understand the kind of person the person is. I think it's very important. You don't have to, even if you are single, you don't have to rush. Don't rush anything. Bad relationship is better than a bad marriage.
No, I think we are aware of the fact that intimacy is as important as water to life in marriage.
Intimacy in what sense? What are you trying to say?
Intimacy. I know the word intimacy is like you are emotionally, spiritually, in all ramification compatible.
Intimacy like sex life, like spiritual life.
Yes.
Like we have to say the way it is. Don't laugh.
Definitely.
It's something. It's something very important.
No.
Oh, Sandra, haven't you heard about a couple getting married and in the night of their wedding the man cannot? Yes,
Yeah,
now
Sandra, don't worry. See, you are talking of sexual intimacy.
Yes, it's very important too.
It's not only for the married we're talking about. We are talking about people
In
maybe
relationship.
at the beginning of your in a relationship, even in marriage, you must be compatible.
You must be.
Even before marriage.
Exactly.
Now the question is this, Chimizi. How do we test that compatibility before?
You must know, because definitely we're going to get married. You must know.
Before or even in marriage. How do we test it? You want to know whether I'm compatible. We are compatible rather. Like my partner and I, we are compatible. You will say it. Even you must be so sure of that before you get married. How do we test it?
Well, permit me to say this. In the world today, we have a lot of fake people. Yes.
Fake people?
Yes.
Okay.
And sometimes in relationship, we do lie to get what we want. So now, it boils down to what you want. Yes. When we hear about relationship talks, there is no how you can pretend forever. There are some people, when they are in that love, when they say they are in love, you are blinded by every other thing. You don't see the other side of the person. You just, I don't know. It depends on what we call love these days. You understand? It depends on, and talking about marriage is a journey to, like Sheyi said, I read the story of the man and the woman. Yes, a lot of things happen these days. Some people fake to get, like I said, they become fake to get. But when you talk about being in a relationship that will lead to something forever, is about your mental health. It's about, and marriage is meant to be forever.
Exactly.
Yes, and according to the Bible, divorce, and according to law, to get a divorce is not even easy. Because if you get to the court, they will go and ask you. They will ask you people to go back and check again. Maybe they will adjourn the case for like 3 times. When they see that it can, even the court themselves, they don't encourage divorce in the first place. So talking about compatibility, you have to look it from the other way. One, like I said, is based on what you want in a human being, in a relationship. Sometimes some of the marriages, you see some people, they don't cut, they are not in a relationship. It's just maybe the pregnancy leads to the marriage. And some of the marriages, yes, maybe a partner will be hiding some of her bad characters. You see, maybe 2 months or 6 months into the marriage, you'll be hearing some silly stories. Didn't you know this? Was she not your friend before you get married? Before you people got married, and you'll be hearing some kind of stories. So one, it boils down to what you want and knowing the person whom you're dating or whom you're in a relationship with. Know the person too well so that you don't complain. Because yes, I was privileged to see one of my auntie when she got married. When she brought the man, my dad asked her, are you convinced
That is the person.
that this is the person? I don't want to hear tomorrow this. Are you convinced? If you're convinced, so that I will. She said. So after such stages, you should have been. So, my brother, this marriage of 18, so much cannot. We cannot.
Chimeze,
Sir.
thank you for that. I think you've answered my question to an extent, but the question remains: how do we test it? Because the other time Sheyi mentioned sexual intimacy, sexual compatibility rather, and I could read through my Bible. Hebrews 13 verse 4 says marriage should be honored by all, and the marriage bed kept pure. For God will judge the adulterer and hold the sexually immoral. To have mentioned sexual compatibility, I think is part of what to test.
Sure.
I think
One of the essence of marriage
essence,
is
definitely to know how compatible you are.
If you can tolerate this kind of person,
And being a Christian, I don't think the Bible allows God does not allow it to do that.
to test the water.
now. There is
And mind you, we want to know whether we are compatible.
yes, knowing if we are compatible. A lot. One, some of these days there is this joke on social media. You will hear something like the question you're supposed to ask on the first date, but for your longer throat for chicken and rice will not allow you to.
Allow you.
Some people you see them be in relationship for years, but when they want to get married, I have a friend. Just last week I was asking him, Oga, what of that your babe when we were in school? He said, genotype matter. I said, so you don't know all these things since, and you people have been dating. He said, they just found out that both of them are ASAS. I said, congratulations to both of you. He said they are no longer together, and it was not easy. So these are the things. When you talk about that compatibility, there are questions you need to ask. Whether you have underlying ailments when you were dating, you go to the doctor, confirm all these things, and know who this person is. And I remember in the olden days, especially in Igbo land, when a family want to get married, you will see some people, some mercenaries, they will come. They will sit at the bar, maybe in the village, and be asking questions, and see somebody that knows that family. They will ask, is there madness in that family? Is this there? Is there this? Is there that? So that's one of the some questions they will ask. Please, have they been conceiving? Are they able to conceive? How long does it take to conceive when they get married? Because we are in our own part, we are not barren. These are the questions, and you see that investigative journalism. You see, some people will run away.
Definitely.
There are some people. Yes, I saw one. I witnessed one in my village. Those people, they do have some psych. The people they have come for the first list, they've gotten the list, did the first thing and went back. They didn't come again. When they said they will come, it was after inquiries that they said, we heard that there is a psychiatric problem in your family. Those are the questions you ask, the basic questions to know. That's one of the ways to take, like you said, we are Christians. We don't encourage immorality and the rest of them. So those questions will help and know if both of you are compatible.
Before I engage Sandra, let's have a reaction from one of our people out there.
Okay, this is coming from Ikudaisi.
Ikudaisi. Deep Yoruba name.
Yes, he says that this question, it's very important. Okay, compatibility. It is good. He said, as for me, I would love to get married to someone who is of the same level, who can reason at the same level with me, who is spiritually sound even more than I do. Even more than I do, and who is also good in bed. That is what it says.
Jesus.
Oh my God!
Is the
This
person
guy,
a Christian?
he's a Christian. He's being real. We should not deceive ourselves. Also,
Well, Sandra, what do you make of that reaction? Like, he wants somebody that is more spiritual than he does. Fine, that's good. That's somebody that can reason the way he does. But somebody that is good in bed. He wants to know whether the person is good in bed, even before marriage.
It's his own opinion now. It's not everybody
okay.
that. It's not everybody.
No. One thing is this: if you're talking as a Christian, there is something connecting us, and that's the Holy Bible. So if it's about opinion, my brother, my sister, there are so many things we will not be doing together.
Calm down. When I say that is the person's opinion, there's one time that this topic they raised this topic in one of the youth programs.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of youths, if you want to engage youths, raise it up. You see a lot big. So the priest that was handling it, I was just looking at him. He made mistake and asked me question. You are not talking. What's that? I said, sir, do you know the reason I didn't want to talk? The rule one, I want to marry my best friend. I want to marry somebody that I'm connected with, both spiritual and other right. 3, a lot of things that a lot of couples will not tell you what breaks their marriage. Sex is the thing. Let's just be honest. Do you understand? That's the truth. He began to tell me that, okay, don't worry, that you marry a virgin, be a virgin, you marry a virgin, that when you go there, the Holy Spirit will not take over if you have not tested. I said, okay, what if you have tested it? And you not say, no, you don't want to do it, you are going back. No, listen, you are going back and what if you have tested it, you have divided and you not come back to Christ? You understand? You stay away from all this for a long time, waiting for God to bless you. And now God bless you. Now God marry. You find out that he's not strong enough. You understand? So how do you cope? He was like, I said that's the point, because in lots of marriage that you can be able to, they will open up. They will tell you, my husband is not good. My wife is not this. My wife is not
my
this.
wife doesn't know how to dress.
Exactly. So all those things, I just pointed to him. It's okay, just keep praying. So it still brought on me, like, to be honest, when I saw that question, I just laughed. I was like, if you ask me, I will tell you that to just marry your best friend. Pray and ask God to give you your best friend. I don't know.
Yeah,
not to marry somebody that, like Chimeze said, I want to know everything about him. First of all, if you ask me out, if you meet me for the first time, ask me out. The first thing I will tell you, I'm AS. Before we start, that's me. The first thing, if I like you, if I find that I like you as she, and I know that, I like this guy so much, the first thing I will first like, sorry, what's your genotype? We call you like, AS, I will just say, we can't.
You know, even whether that person is a Christian or Muslim.
I will tell you we can't go far. No,
they'll just.
Of course, you know, by the person.
That will be the icebreaker.
I was just like, by that thing, I was like, we can't go far. I say, why? Because I'm AS.
I mean, yes, yeah.
Say, don't worry, I said, there's no Holy Spirit on this. We can't go far.
There's no Holy Spirit in this.
Sandra said something. He said, marry your best friend, something. I will say, it's not all the time you can marry your best friend. Your best friend might not be compatible for marriage.
I tell you.
So,
when I was
it's
in
not
school,
all the time.
When I was in school, I had a very good friend, a very good one. I
This
tell
one
you,
is putting
we were too close.
Now, wow.
I just know I knew with him that the lady is with a kid now. She's married. I tell you. But then, but we were not compatible maritally. We were not at all.
Like what Sandra said also. I met one lady in camp, in NYS camp. She's Quara. You know, like she said, she will tell you that she's AS immediately. So we were rolling. We were getting along 1 week into the camp, you know, the way it. So one morning, we came out for that parade. She now called me. I said, please. It's like she thought about that overnight. Yes. She called me and said, please, you are social. I like you. And but my problem is this, our friendship is getting interesting. Please, we cannot have anything together. They have warned me from home that we should not bring any Igbo. You understand? She just said it. So for us not to go far
waste
and
your
Go
time.
for waste time.
so please, let's from that day, I ran away from that lady.
No,
Just from
I think it was better like that because
Yeah, just
so that you
open
will
up.
not waste your energy.
Exactly.
You will not be emotionally.
Every morning,
That's it.
every
Waste
and we were
hair.
in the same platoon. So if she comes to the line, she will come to the front because I'm always at the front. You know, we make noise there.
Una the two the quick catch feelings. So how many weeks camp?
No.
Una the row.
No, wait.
How many weeks?
How long do you take to catch
catch feelings.
I love that.
Me, I
love
can
that
catch
question.
cruise. Feelings, I don't go catch feelings. So
If I see it for the first time, there's one thing
I
they
will
call-
catch cruise with
no,
you,
wait,
not
there's
feelings.
there's something they call first attraction. If I like you
see
first time and I like you, I'm already start feeling for you. You understand?
Yeah.
And maybe I
Yeah.
now find out that the thing is going beyond. The
Okay.
first thing I will tell you, oh guys, sorry, what's the
Ice
dinner
water.
time? You may just tell me, oh, I'm AS. I say sorry. Oh, fine. It can't work.
Put
He say,
ice water.
what do you
Just
mean?
spoil
Let's
it.
just be friends. I said we can't be friends because it won't work. If you try to tell me, I'll tell you the reason why it won't work. One, friendship. When you are doing the friendship and something come up, you understand? I won't be bold enough to tell you, you are my friend. You understand? Because if something happen, how do you want us to do it? Let's cut it. It won't go. It won't work.
Well, like you talked about catching. For me, I am very social, and every day, in fact, my prayer every day I wake up is that I meet new people. It's one of my hobby. I love meeting people. I love meeting people on daily basis. But when we meet, if I see we are not going the same direction, I will just change. So,
Divert to another place.
I transfer immediately.
I love that driving
that's me for you. So, but talking about compatibility like this, that's what we talk about.
Well.
You know, ask the necessary questions. Know your boundaries.
I appreciate Sandra. Thank you to have dodged my question. You dodged my question.
How do I dodge your question?
I said,
he knows
how
what he
do
said.
we test sexual compatibility even before marriage? Because this
Okay,
is, wait,
okay,
I,
like I said that.
no, wait. I discovered something now.
Okay.
If you just surf the internet, you want to do something, all this advertisement everywhere. Well, to solve 1 minute problem, solve this ejaculation issue. Everywhere they are solving ejaculation issue. and I know yes.
Okay,
Now, we have to be sincere.
Let me answer with
Wait,
short scope.
we have to be sincere.
Okay.
And the sincerity is this:
Okay.
sex, as it is, it's really affecting homes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even I don't want to
it's
talk
a
of
blessing to marriage.
Exactly.
Let's
It's
not
not even the major thing, it's just a blessing because sometimes if you know the true definition of marriage is beyond sex.
Sure.
And someday I don't want to say this, but I mean there was a time I engaged my dad. That I discovered that fine, you are growing old. How many times do you even do this? My dad was just laughing. He was like, "What again?" Like to him.
There's nothing.
There's nothing in there again. And mind you, it will be like that to almost everyone here because someday you just sit there. Why am I? What's the stress about?
But when it's still the hot, it's still the hot.
I know I know it's still the hot. But the fact is this: is it enough to break homes? Like,
It is so.
It is, brother. Because yes,
it is.
talking about satisfaction in human, that is it. When we say it's a blessing, and you see some of like Sandra says, she said, you see many. If you go to court, many of the stories we read on this Metro News is that my husband can't satisfy me, or my wife can, and you
that's
see.
why they are selling the drugs all around.
You see all those drugs, and you see some of the partners moving around to go
Look
and
for
seek for
something.
satisfaction, which has broken a lot of homes, and which we don't encourage as Christians. We don't encourage that as Christians.
Well, Sheyi, you have a say on that.
Yes, Chimezi has said it. The truth is that as Christian, we don't encourage premarital sex. So you don't have to text the water and bed on the file. Yes, that is what we preach here. But at the same time, we shouldn't be blind to some certain things. Fine, you shouldn't text the water. you have to be with your partner to know if your partner can actually do. If your
Jesus.
partner is actually, yes, I have to. My aunt,
No,
I don't want to tell you the story.
I think
don't want to
he's
tell you
trying to
the
be
story.
sincere. She's
Yeah.
trying to
I'm
be
not,
sincere
I don't
now.
want to tell you the story,
Don't
but
tell
the
her.
first supposed marriage of my aunt failed because of this. The guy doesn't want to, bet on the file, not knowing that the man was trying to cover up.
Jesus.
Yeah, just
It's
leave it that
wahala.
way.
Leave
Yeah,
it, leave it.
let's just leave
Leave
it
it,
that
leave-
way.
leave
So,
it.
as a Christian, as much as we don't encourage that, you should know how you get to know
about
if your
it.
partner is
Exactly.
actually good enough or yeah.
Sandra, you have a say.
Yeah,
in the
quickly,
course of time.
yeah, because of time. I just remember, like I said, I always ask people the way it is first. I remember a guy that was just talking. He told me, I love you. I want to settle down with you. I just asked him, how's your sex life? He's like, I thought you're a Christian. I
Okay.
said, we are Christian, but I'm just be honest. Because I know it won't happen until marriage. Do you know what he told me? He told me, I'm not strong enough. I said, keep it there.
Jesus.
Case
dismissed.
Case dismissed.
Before we leave, because of our time, Chimeze,
We have said it all. Ask the necessary questions.
Yeah.
Go for the
by
necessary
asking
test.
questions, right?
Yes, ask the
Yes.
necessary questions. Go for the normal test.
Test.
Don't be blinded with love.
No.
So love blinds people.
I
right?
tell you.
Wow, that's a good one. Yes, this is where we draw the curtain on today's episode of Street Talk. Yes, we love you. Follow us on our social media platforms on Facebook at Lagoon Radio Nigeria, on Instagram at Lagoonradio.Ng. Yes, be part of this show next week, next time, with the same or with the greater people. Let me say that.
Now you know.
we will not.
All right.
Thank you, Chimeze, Sandra, Sheyi, and I am Ezekiel. Have a blessed day. Bye.
You are listening to Lagoon Radio.